Hey everybody. I feel kind of funny doing this because I've never made a YouTube video before, but I decided that I wanted to start doing something along these lines to document what we're doing in our backyard and kind of have some record over the years of what our yard looks like. So it's going to be more of a gardening video than anything else, and I figure it's mainly just for my husband and I to look at. But I wanted to say hey everybody because we are going to put it on YouTube and it could be seen by other people as well. So I wanted to at least include everybody if you'd like to look at it. Today is May 6th, 2017. A Saturday, and it's very windy here, so I'm starting in the house even though this is a gardening video because I don't know how much is going to be captured by of the wind on the phone, on my iPhone. So anyway, I will now show you what our projects are in our yard so that we can show some progress. This is our gardening area. We've got raised beds and we're doing mostly vegetables. I guess fruits, because tomatoes are fruits. We just purchased this new black vegetable planter that's high up. That'll be really nice for not having to bend over to plant stuff. My husband just finished this raised bed, this square one. We've had the other raised beds for a couple of years now, but this one we didn't have anything. We do our own composting, so we have 2 compost bins. I built this strawberry tower last year after watching Callie Kim on her YouTube video, and it's been doing extremely well this year. I got probably a few bowls of strawberries last year, but this year it's really taken off, and I've had a couple big bowls of strawberries recently. And I'll get around and show you all of them. We had an old wheelbarrow that kind of gave out on us, with flowers and stuff in there. There's a little bit of, I think that's cilantro. And the rocket lettuce just went crazy this year. It's growing everywhere, and if you'll notice in our rocks, marigolds have come up everywhere, and they're really kind of pretty. This is the bed that we're going to start planting in today, and we just went after seeing John Kohler's video about wholesale plants and everything that you could buy in Los Angeles. We went to Norwalk this past week and we bought a bunch of plants, and I'll show those. I have these that we're going to start planting in these raised beds. And I've got eggplant and zucchini and gazanias and petunias and our nasturtiums and popolo, thyme, basil. We bought some zucchinis in February, which was way too early to plant here. And so we've got those, and there's a few of them that are still alive, but a lot of them couldn't take the weather in our area just yet. We bought a bunch of pepper plants the other day, and so we got all of those planted, and we put up this barrier because of the wind. We knew we were going to get some pretty strong winds, so my husband put up this structure so that we put chicken wire all around it and then covered it with landscape fabric, and so far it's holding up and it's keeping the plants pretty protected inside. and see if that works overall. Got some more tomato plants, mainly Roma tomatoes right now, but I also like the cherries and the sweet 100s, so hope to have those pretty soon. Another tomato plant. This one came up volunteer. This tomato plant came up volunteer as well. I've got a lot of those. In fact, I have a beautiful one over here in the rocks that I'm going to dig up. It's a volunteer tomato plant. I'm going to transplant it into the bed. I've had pretty good success in transplanting marigolds out of the rocks into all of my beds, because these marigolds that are in this bed here were just ones that I picked out of the rocks from them coming up voluntarily, and I just moved them into a raised bed. More arugula, and I will let that go to seed and collect the seeds from that. This is our backyard. My husband's got some tubing laying out in the rocks to help unkink it by letting the sun kind of heat it up. The planters that we just bought are self-watering planters, so we're trying those for the first time. And in this bed, we haven't really planted anything yet, but we're going to show you when we do that. He started this one as well. It's a self-watering, and we're totally new to self-watering, so it'll be interesting to see how things go. This, they came with rock that you put down in the bottom of them, so we thought, oh, well, that's probably a good idea to put rocks in the self-watering. And then I'm going to take over, and I have these self-watering beds over here, these containers. They are not ones that you put rocks in them because I guess of this wicking fabric that's down in here where the water reservoir is. So at first we were going to put some of these pea pebbles, and now we've decided we're not going to use those pea pebbles, that we're going to follow the instructions, haha, and we'll see what happens along those lines. My husband just ran water to him today, so he's gonna try a dripper system, and we can put bigger maximum drip on it if we need to, but eventually we want to get to where they're self-sufficient at some point. I went and rescued these oleanders from a gutter that had a bunch of debris in it, so I collected these oleanders, and I'm going to plant those here shortly. And I'm thinking I might put them over against the wall over there just so that we have some privacy hedge that we're building up. We have a pomegranate tree in here that most of the blooms got blown off, but it's growing. We put it up a year ago or so in this location. It used to be in a shadier part of our yard, and we moved it. And it loves it there. It's very happy in that spot in our yard. But we've yet to get any kind of pomegranates off of it because of transplanting it for one thing, but the wind's been blowing so hard this year we've lost all the blooms. So I have transplanted some agapanthus over here in this area that had nothing really growing, so we'll see how they do. I've always wanted to, we had agapanthus spread throughout our yard, and I really have always wanted a grouping of them versus having them spread out all over the yard. I think they're a prettier plant when all of the blooms are together. And then we had a agave that we bought for the front yard, and it had babies. So we're planting all the babies in pots right now. And then I don't know what we'll do with those, because agave are big and I haven't figured out where we're going to put those yet. This is years of growing rosemary, the creeping kind, I guess. I cut the under plantings to this palm down a few years ago, and it's coming back. I think this is Pittosporum, so hopefully it'll bloom this year. Like I said, I cut it down to where it was bare, and I think it'll come back. I mean, it'll bloom maybe shortly, and maybe we can capture that. Around our fountain we have germander, I think it is, and I can't think of, I have to go look up what some of these plants are. Again, Pittosporum underneath the tree, in the tree wells. We're going to also be putting some vines in these towers back here. It looks like there's a vine growing, but it just came in voluntarily, and I want to get some, maybe star jasmine or something. I'm not sure what I'm going to put in. We have honeysuckle that's growing wild, so it could be that. We have pyracantha that we just this year bought a trellis for it. It was just sprawled out everywhere, and we'll probably cut it back and shape it at some point, but right now I'm just enjoying the winter berries on that. I think it's beautiful, so we're just letting that go. Got some society garlic, and this loves this pot. And there's some society garlic with some mums down here. I usually get mums to bloom once in the spring, and then they come in the fall and look pretty too. So let's see, I'll go over to the side, and then I'm probably going to end this video, and then I'll show the completed projects and talk about those a little bit in the next video. I have a butterfly bush and some lantana back there. We just put water on this side. We've had some water issues on this side of our sidewalk last year, so my husband had to dig everything up. And this tea tree, I just moved it. It used to be out in a planter underneath a tree, and I don't think it was real happy out there. So now it's over here, and I'll probably keep it in that container for, well, we'll see how it likes it. If it likes it, we'll leave it there for a while. We also got some babies on our sago palm, so we planted the babies. We cut them off, and they're over here in this planter, and we're going to see what happens with those. This is our rain barrel and stuff that runs off of our swamp cooler, so because it drains so often, and with the drought that we had this last year, we collected the water from our air cooler and filtered it so we could use it on some of our plants. So anyway, that's our yard for right now, and I will end this